But let's go ahead and go over some of these quotes from Nirosumi. Uh, I'm going back into the fire, right? Because I want to see what people are saying about it. Because again, we live in a manufactured space to where um you receive and you accept you receive and you accept certain social media, certain uh th- you receive XY. How do I explain this better? The algorithm, right? The algorithm, the all powerful and almighty algorithm. We live in a society to where your algorithm is dictated by your choices, right? And it's funny. We live in a manufactured society to where your algorithm uh, and the social media feed that you have are based on what you manufacture, and on Twitter, the moment somebody steps on your favorite thing, if you don't like the way they stepped on your favorite thing, you can either attack them or ask them a question. And oftentimes, the louder opinion are from the people who are attacking others for having the wrong think, and it's incredibly wild. But let me see some of this. One thing that frustrates me about younger people right now is not wanting to engage with something because it explores a topic that makes you feel uncomfortable. But I also think you need to engage with media that makes you uncomfortable within reason, right? So that makes sense. Yeah. How do I say it? It's like it's because it's crazy. Because how do I best express this, right? Hold on. Because again, if you're uncomfortable, because you can walk away from a conversation. Yeah, that's what I can do. Yeah, that's what I can say. You can still dislike a topic and walk away respecting the other person. You can still dislike a topic and walk away from the other person. I mean, it's like, how do I say this? It's like fruitful. Like, you can have a fruitful. It doesn't have converse. You can't. You can't always win the discussion, but you can still have it. You can still dislike a topic and walk away respecting the other person. Bullying the other only means that you there yeah because like if with the topic hold on, because like again, think about people in prison, right? The worst case scenario is you go to prison, right? but it is a death sentence for people who are considered sex offenders and child predators. Sex offenders are and hold on, let me look up the statistic. How do I say it? How likely are you attacked in prison for being a sex offender or child predator? Sex offenders and child predators face an extremely high risk of verbal harassment, social ostracization, and targeted violence in general prison populations. Quantitative research shows victimization rates vary, and again, that varies because we have statistics of only the times that it was reported. There's a lot that goes unreported, so there's a lot more people who's been harassed, ostracized, and assaulted that are not reported. Inmates often enforce vigilante justice, putting these individuals at constant risk of physical assault. To where, like, again, that's within reason. It's like within reason to where, like, it's one thing to like a certain content, but the moment you become a predator or a pedophile, then you're an evil person that people feel like you have full range on, right? That's the whole thing. But again, if you don't like, but in the same topic of Eromanga Sensei, if you don't like it, you can still explore why you don't like it. You can express why you don't like it, and still leave the conversation okay, right? You can still leave it okay. Yeah, we just saw that from Asmongold, right? To where he's in a room of people who like it, on a show made for people who like it, because this is a show about anime, with an audience of people who like it. And it is definitely a problem that he did yell a lot during the whole Eromanga Sensei figure thing. But at the same time, that was 5 years ago. I'm pretty confident he has a different opinion, and if he's like, he may not be as loud now. Oh, nice. Hey, dude, thanks for following. I didn't know that you followed me. Shoot. But anyways, it's just incredibly wild. Wait, that's so wild. Wait, this is the picture, right? Dog VA opens up about trash take controversial decision to have Hassan on the show. I told Hassan as well, we don't want to deal with politics. We're mostly likely not going to have on you again. Okay. Wish he would have felt the same when he got backlash from racist individuals in his fandom after he hung out with Hassan. He threw Hassan under the bus and called him humanitarian and political efforts as a shit show. He'd rather keep his fans that called people who are pro-Palestine terrorists. I mean, that's the thing though too, where even in the, okay, cool. I was missing this. I wanted this when I was watching the video. I guess when you watch videos on Twitter, that doesn't happen that way. But anyways, right? There's this conversation too. This is a huge example of people can walk away respecting each other and respectfully. This was like March of last year. Dog VA opened up about Trash Taste's controversial decision to have Hassan on the show. Yeah, they had Hassan on the show twice. What was that? Wait. How many times has Hassan been on Trash Taste? He's been on the episode 145 and 245. So there's almost a, they are spaced out it's 100 episodes of spacing each other out, right? And in kind of a way, there was a dream. There was kind of a dream that one day, the one day that Hassan came back on the show on February 2025, he would have chilled the fuck out, right? There was a dream that one day Hassan may not be as problematic as he was in 2023. It literally was 2 years. Okay. I did not understand. I did not clock that. He was in the show 2 separate times in 2023 and 2025. And the video unavailable. Interesting. But it says CDawg VA updates on Trash Taste drama. Hassan will not be on the podcast again. Anyways, he said Hassan in regards, and this is in regards to like the backlash, right? He told Hassan that he doesn't want political. They don't want to deal with politics on the show. We're most likely not gonna have you on the show again. And I mean, like, it shows that they do have conversations, and like they can have a cordial conversation, right? But and again, like Hassan lives Hassan Piker is sweaty on Twitter. He makes all these outrages. He makes all these pieces on social media to where he's incredibly double-faced. He makes everybody everybody is incredibly aware of when he said the U.S. deserved 9/11. He has been incredibly aware of hosting a Houthi terrorist on his show, promoting him on like a live on Twitch. He's been shown to protest in public where it was banned. He was in the middle of a road in LA or San Diego or San Francisco, wherever in California. He was protesting, live streaming his involvement with a bunch of problematic things like in China, or like there's a lot with Hassan Piker, right? And for the benefit of the doubt, Connor and friends attempted to have him on the show because in good faith, right? You let someone on in good faith if they pass some of the criteria, right? And again, Connor doesn't live on Twitter, much to the surprise of a lot of people. So of course the backlash was so big. Yeah, no, they understand that. They understand the opinions, and it's pretty bad. Encourages to engage with problematic media unless you realize something's inherently political. Yeah, but here's the... It's called Trash Taste because, like, it's... I guess it's called Trash Taste. But that's the thing, though. The dream about the show, Trash Taste, is based on the idea that you have trash taste on anime, right? And his trash taste is that he doesn't vibe with lolly with the lolly tag of anime, right? He doesn't like the idea of anyone in middle school. Like, I don't think that's true. Sorry, I'm misspeaking. I misspoke. The It's like I think he is in a situation where, I think in this example, he likes the show, um, ReZero, and ReZero has a very predominant figure called, um, Beatrice. He knows the show ReZero is a banger. He knows, um, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, right? Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a show to is a show set in cyberpunk world, and I believe. Wait, hold on. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Uh, Rebecca age. What's the age of Rebecca? It's about 20. Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edgerunners is approximately 20 years old. Despite her petite, childlike stature and young appearance, official lore confirms she's an adult. Even the producers and the showrunners of the show, Cyberpunk Edgerunner, says that she's an adult and she is intended to be a lolly. Twitter, who is upset by the idea of lollies, is also like, they're blind by their dislike of lollies, and they believe that she is, that it's almost in a weird situation where there's a part of Twitter that has taken ownership of Rebecca and her identity, even though the creators have vehemently said, dude, she is an adult. She's intended to look like a lolly because those people exists, right? But also to all who agree with me but are being very, very tone deaf in the replies, calling people slurs. Here's the thing about bullying. Bullying is still bad. You can have a discussion, but don't bully, right? To where calling people slurs, encouraging deportation, or even assuming with relationships is relationships, or assuming with, or even assuming with relationships others VTubers is not okay. Especially the deportation stuff. Like as a Mexican, I also live in Japan, and y'all calling for deportation for people you don't agree with is inherently evil. Use your brains without going full liberal MAGA mode. Like that is actually a thing too, to where there was some drama with a few VTubers to where they joked about somebody's absence from the streaming space as, oh, we're making sure she either is the. Someone made a joke that a streamer is not streaming because they're either deported or trying to avoid deportation. That's a bad joke. Some people ran with the idea that she was deported, so things are not good. They also invited Hassan to the podcast and asked him on his politics after. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What is this? Yeah. I was in. Okay, they invited Hassan to the podcast and asked him on his politics. After the success, they invited him a second time. Yeah, because like I guess in 2023 and 2020, again, the mindset of 2023 and 2025 are incredibly different. They're 2 years apart. These episodes are 2 years apart when it comes to the controversy of Hassan Piker. All of a sudden, they don't want politics to define them since it's a vibe killer. I don't think they want I don't think they said this because it's a vibe killer. It is a vibe killer in a way, to where it's hard to discuss in some things because Hassan is extremely knowledgeable in certain politics, and there's an extreme bias when he talks about politics, just like everybody else and your parents and your mom. You are incredibly biased to your own opinions unless you are willing to. Hold on. Okay. Unless you are incredibly biased to your own opinions, unless you are willing to put in the work and be fluid, because just like Hitch said in the movie Hitch, you are a fluid concept. It changes between one confirmation and the other, and it just sucks either way. Everybody sucks in their own way, but you is a very fluid concept, and in this case, Hassan is extremely knowledgeable in certain political views and he's knowledgeable in political stances, but he's also a vibe killer when he's extremely biased and he shows that he's not expressing a space where he is able to accept a change in opinion and different opinions in general. I don't know. Let's stop normalizing demonizing. Let's stop normalizing demonizing those who speak on politics not based on racism. Yeah, like again, you can have a political discussion and leave it okay. You can leave it amicably, right? You can have a discussion about politics, about racism, and leave amicably, to where you don't bully the other person from not sharing the opinion. Both episodes were really fun. Connor and anyone who defends him are hypocrites. Both episodes were really fun. I mean, everybody is a hypocrite to an extent. Like, people can be wishy-washy however they want to, right? And again, I don't think this person is white. I don't think this person is. Yeah, this is real footage, right? The real footage is him as an anime character, shocking. Kaya, sure. But again, I don't think Tamashi is white knighting Hassan or anything. It's just the fact that like they're making a point. Shocking his dog, making calls for violence. Yeah, because Hassan has made calls for violence. That's not great. But you also have to process the video in its entirety, right? You have to process the podcast. Let me see. Hold on.
Every single arc quite literally details like leftist politics, which I think Oda is. Oda is 100% a leftist, first of all. Luffy is a terrorist.
I mean, it's not great. He says, because again, he says that Luffy's a terrorist in the context of where everybody is a terrorist to the other person, right? We call children terrorists who run around and make their lives difficult. In the context of One Piece, he is a terrorist in the eyes of the world government because he is opposing the beliefs and the system that the world government has put down, right? But also, people believe the world government is big bad because of them censoring they are promoting a censorship of the void century, and anybody who is researching the void century instantly dies. They're instantly deleted from the map if they are researching or know of the void century. And if you don't believe that, then you're not actually reading the manga and anime. To where the biggest example is the incident at what is it? Punk Hazard is a byproduct of what the world government has pushed, right? Egghead. That's what I'm thinking of. The Egghead arc is a clear example of how bad the world government is. Enies Lobby is a big example. The Buster call that happened at the home of Nico Robin when she was a child, that was the silencing. That was the world government acting to silence the knowledge of the research that came from the world century. But yeah, I've been talking a lot more than I've been talking a lot about this, and it's incredibly wild. You know, this whole thing about trash taste. I'm still gonna listen. Again, oh, thank you, Saba. Yeah, like I don't think I'm not sure if he's on. What do you? Yeah, like that. Like that is the moral of the story, right? Wait, what's a 5-letter word? What's the 5-letter word? What's the 5-letter word? Shota? Oh yeah, I get. Oh yeah, I mean Shota is technically a thing people are afraid of, because Shota is a depiction of a young boy, right? Or young boy features to where you can even have an adult. You can have an adult who is forever short, forever flat, and cannot lift no weight, cannot have no dump truck, cannot pick up no things. Something stopped clocks. Yeah, it's like there's people in the world that have that where the clock stopped for them in its own really silly way, right? But ultimately, we're in a situation where people are crazy, right? People are crazy. People are weird, to where you can dislike content about lollies and shotas and respect other people's enjoyment and what they take away from the media, right? Just don't be a bully and don't suck. Incredibly wild. This is incredibly wild. This is a whole discussion about anime. It's incredibly wild. But yeah, are you scared of a 4-letter word?